great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 714 of the Immigration Answer Show. Today is November 25th, 2024. Can you guys believe it? The month of November is almost over. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer as many of your immigration law-related questions as I can on YouTube and on TikTok. How is everybody doing today? How was your weekend? Did you do something fun? I hope you did. Oh, yes. I'd be remiss if I didn't wish our very own Hina a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Hina. How does it feel to be 19? That's pretty awesome. Very proud of you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks for all of your hard work here for us and for immigrants around the world. Let's say hello to everybody. Tyrone is here. Jimmy wants to know how to call. So, Jimmy, you can just check the comments. We got WAM people. Lindy is here. Hoolie's saying hello to everybody. Hello, Hoolie. Happy week. Happy short week. We have a 3-day week. We got Roy B here from Schenectady, as he often is. Let's see. Bart says hello, everyone. It's Uncle Jim time. Hello from Palmersville, Tennessee. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. Jay Cruz is here. Spent 2 weeks in Nicaragua visiting family. That's pretty good. Came back to snow, cold, and a broken garage door. That's no fun. The frozen tundra of North Dakota. Nurse Laura got her power back. That's good news, Laura. We're happy for you. Whistleen is here. MD in the house. Glenn is looking forward to Turkey. I'm looking forward to Turkey. Dammy's here, wishing everybody hello. Hello, Dammy. All right, Nurse Laura wants to hear some wild calls. Well, on that note, let's just get to it, and let's talk to Kamran. Kamran, are you there?
Hey, Jim. Is it okay if I'm off camera, please?
Yeah, I already got you off. Now, listen, just so you know, the very, 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 very first lawsuit I ever filed, my client's name was Kamran Ahmed. It was my first lawsuit against the USCIS for a delay of a citizenship case. How are you doing?
I'm blessed, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. What can I help you with?
The question: is Muslim ban implemented on green card holders too?
No. Last time when he pulled that opening weekend, there were a couple of people who had green cards who weren't let in, but I think everyone agreed pretty quickly that wasn't legal. So I don't think you need to worry about that.
And is it okay? What do you think this time? If I'm actually out of US right now, but I'm planning to enter sometime end of February, which is less than 6 months for sure. Is it okay being a green card holder from Pakistan? I know it was not in the list last time, but you never know what happens.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, if it were me, I'd get back before January 20th. I would get back before January 20th. It's funny, that's not something that I've actually even thought about. But yeah, I would come back before then. Can I guarantee you it won't be a problem? No. Do I think it'll be a problem? No, I don't think it'll be a problem either. But I would. I think safer to come back.
Okay. And is it okay if it's like 18th Jan or 19th Jan? Or
yeah, I think that's fine.
And then after here's the thing, I'm waiting for my spouse case. It's documentary qualified. It's been already 3 years since I started the case, so I came here and spent some time with my family, with my wife, and I'm due for citizenship in July of 2025. So I just don't want to mess up if something happens and I cannot re-enter for 6 months.
Yeah, like I said, I'd come back before.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good
one.
Bye,
Cameron. See you, buddy. You're on the right track when Dammy has the same advice you do. She's got good instincts, that one. All right. Letty's here. Hi, Letty. You're on mute.
Oh, hello. How
How
are
you
you?
doing? Good. What can I help you with?
So I'm the petitioner and we have a 601A approved and we wanted to know how long for us to get an interview.
Where?
Guatemala.
Uh, it's a 601A or 601. You said 601A?
601A.
Yeah. And so I'd say at least a year.
Um so we wouldn't get a consular interview until a year from now?
I mean, some people are waiting 2 years or longer. So yeah, I think I don't think it's gonna be anytime quick.
Okay. I was hoping for before Trump comes into
Yeah. I think we
presidency.
I think we can safely say it won't be before then.
No. Okay, and another question, once we do have the interview, would I be going to the interview as well, or just my spouse?
No, they won't let you in.
No, just them. Okay. I think that's all I had for now.
Thanks, Eddie. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye bye. All right, let's go to TikTok. Keena, you got any questions for us over on TikTok? Boy, I haven't been in the studio in a while. I got to remember my back and forth. I've been doing night shows and travel shows. Um, what do you? Let me see what she's got. All right. All right, cool. Nothing yet. Oh, maybe she's taking the day off for her birthday. What state am I based in? We have offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C., but immigration is national, so we got people all over the country. If you want to join the show, you got to come over to YouTube, look for the Immigration Answers Show, and then come into the waiting room. I'm a U.S. citizen planning to marry my fiance who lives in Ireland. Well, that's good, Nelson. I would get started right away. All right. Okay. Sharma is here. Hello, Sharma.
Hey, hi Jim, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Can I be on off camera, please?
Yep.
All right, thank you. So I have a couple of questions. Right now, I'm on F1 status, and I entered the US on 2022 on F1, and I'm graduating on in 2024 this year, December. And my OPT is approved, and my OPT start date is 10th of February 2025, and I'm looking for the jobs right now. And the thing is that I am engaged and I'm getting married in February 2025, and we are my soon to be wife. We are going to file the petition for marriage based green card. So I just want to know, if, by chance, if I don't get the job at that time, and will I be on the status, and it will be okay to file the case, right? In February or in March, somewhere.
So you're at the beginning of your OPT or the end of your OPT?
Beginning. I just approved. My OPT is just approved, and my start date is 10th of February 2025. So I'm going to graduate in December. This December.
And you have the job all lined up?
No, I don't have the job. I am looking for the jobs right now.
Do you anticipate finding a job or do you think you're not going to find a job?
I'm trying it, but I'm not sure because the market is really bad right now. So,
That's why I asked.
uh, yeah, so I am not sure if I will land the job before that or not.
So how long have you been together with your partner?
It's almost 1 year. In December, it is going to be 1 year. We met last December.
And they're a US citizen?
Yes, she is U.S. citizen.
And when is the plan to get married?
We have the ceremony, wedding ceremony on 14th of February 2025.
And then you're going to file right after?
Yes.
And why are you waiting till February?
Because we didn't know about this whole thing, the Trump thing, so we planned that way. Because we are not living together right now. She's living with her parents, and I'm living somewhere else. So we are going to start living together after getting married. So we planned 14 February because it's Valentine's Day. So that way.
Okay. So I feel like I have an understanding of your OPT path and your spouse path. So what is your question for me?
My question is like, suppose if I don't get a job at that time and my OPT gets started on 10th of February, and I will have like 90 days of the unemployed days, right, after the OPT start date. So if I apply on those 90 days, will I be on the status, like I will be in the status, or I will out of the status?
It's a gray area, which is probably why you're not being able to find an answer to your question. It would be better if you got married and filed before. Well, I mean, you're okay because you get the 90 days. So yeah, you're in status up at least until the 90 days. So if you file it, if you get married on the 14th and you file it on March 1st, everything should be
Yeah.
fine. Everything should be fine.
Okay, perfect. And I have a second question. I will not take long. So, actually, I don't have a birth certificate. I don't know why my parents didn't apply for that in India, because basically I am from India, and I don't know why they didn't apply for that, and I don't have the birth certificate. So I know for the I for 485 we have, for the adjustment of status we have to get the birth certificate. So but instead of that, I read on the US website that you should apply for the non availability certificate from your local authorities where you got born, and plus the secondary evidence. Will that be fine?
No, get a birth certificate.
Okay.
What
So
country? What country are you from?
I'm from India.
So I'm looking on the visa reciprocity table. It tells you exactly what you need for a birth certificate. How old are you?
I'm 27.
So no U.S. government office is going to accept the argument that you can't get a birth certificate when you were born in 1996 or 1997 in India. They're all going to insist that you have it. Also, Sharma, you're going to need it for the rest of your life in the United States. So if it costs you a couple $100 to track it down, do it because you need it.
Okay, because on the website, on the US website, it is mentioned that if you got born after 1970 in India and you don't have the birth certificate, you can get the non availability certificate plus
But
the.
why? But have you even tried?
Yes, I tried, but it is the local authorities say that it is very difficult. You have to be present in person, so that is really difficult to get birth certificate if you
Oh,
are
what
not.
you check the website?
Sorry.
You check the website. That's where you're getting that information from. Where are you getting that information from?
Like the non-availability thing.
No. What efforts have you yourself actually made to try to get your birth certificate? What have you
Act-
done?
Actually, when I got the non-availability certificate from the local, because I have family in India, so I sent them to the local authorities to understand how the process. So I talked to one of the officer over there, so they said you have to be here, you have to be present here to get the birth certificate, because you have to go through a long process. It is a long process. You have to take the
So
pictures
but
and
here's
all.
the problem, Sharma.
Yeah.
I know it's harder to get a real birth certificate. I know
Yeah.
that's harder. I know it's easier to get the certificate of non-availability.
Yeah.
That's true, but it's not easier to get a green card with a certificate of non-availability. It's much harder to get it without a birth certificate. So I would say hire a lawyer, hire someone there who's not a family member, who's not, if you're not willing to go yourself and get it, like if it were my wife, she would go to India and get it. Like that's how tough she is. You have to be tough.
Okay.
You're going to be dealing when you file in February with the Trump administration who's going to look for a little hang up to deny you. So you can either take the easy path and just call over there and do whatever else, or you can do the hard path, which is go get it. Figure out a way to get it. Like I'm going to get this.
Okay.
All
I
right.
got, and I understood. And the one last question, we are going to get married, and she wants to change her last name. So should we change the last name of in her documents before before filing or after filing?
Whatever you want, it doesn't matter.
So it will not affect the process or anything.
No.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That is all. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Sharma. See you,
Bye.
buddy. All right. I think he must have. Oh, here we go. Halista06 from TikTok. I missed my biometrics appointment, and it's been 50 days since my appointment. What should I do? You should take your appointment letter and go to the application support center and ask them to do your biometrics. I would go every day for a week until they do it. If they don't, then I would call USCIS. Nestor says, how long does advanced parole take to process? Depends on what kind you're doing. If you're trying to file DACA advanced parole, we're doing that right now because people should have been filing that a long time ago. And now they're finally doing it. Can people be deported without due process? Generally, no. You have to have process, but Trump says he's going to invoke, or Trump's people say they're going to invoke the Insurrection Act and act like we're in this state of national emergency and try to strip due process out of the deportation process. Paulo says the wife has an approved I-130, but the embassy in Haiti is closed. Is adjustment the best choice? Well, only if she's in the United States. You can't adjust if she's not in the United States. She can't come on a visit visa with the purposes of adjusting. So you might think about having her try to consular process at a different embassy. The USPS, this is Nikuli, the USPS lost my EAD card and they wrote a letter confirming this. Can I reapply for a placement without having to pay and attach the USPS letter? I actually think that's one you'd have to pay for. And I think you're always going to be better off because I know it's expensive, but it's going to be a whole lot faster if you just pay for it. All right. GC approved. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So I got my green card approved this weekend, and I have a question. So I was an H1, which is no longer valid because of the green card approval. And I have a trip planned for this weekend, going back home, which I was going to use the H1 to get back into the country. But now that the H1 is no valid, I can't use it. And I'm probably not going to get the green card on time before this weekend. So my question to you is, can I technically still go and then get back with my advanced parole and then explain to the officer at the border that I was approved, but I don't have the green card with me? Are they going to give me any issues? Is that something you would advise? What are your thoughts?
You might try that, but I would try first. I would start calling USCIS and try to get an InfoPass appointment. They might give you a stamp in your passport for a year, and that would be a much better way to travel.
I did, and they told me that it's probably going to take about 30 days or even longer than it's going to take me to get the green card, the physical green card. So I had,
To get the InfoPass appointment?
Yeah, they told me that if they will take my information and then someone will call me within a week to let me know when they can schedule an appointment to come in and get that stamp. But they said that it's probably going to take about 2-3 weeks, especially with the holidays and everything.
Well, here's why I'm a little bit worried. Lately, I've had a lot of people on this show and reach out to me in general and in our Immigrant Home Facebook group say that they're getting these notices when their green card gets approved that their pending advanced parole case or their pending EAD is terminated. So you already have advanced parole in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I would say. If it were me, I wouldn't leave until I had either the stamp or the green card. I don't think this is gonna be a problem. It might be overkill. Whether the advanced parole remains valid after your green card is approved, I just don't know. So if you want to ask me, Jim, what's the absolute safest thing to do? That's it. If you ask me, Jim, what's the next safest thing? I think you nailed it, which is to try to travel on the advanced parole and see what happens.
Yeah, because I believe that's also canceled, right? Because I was an H1, but I still apply for the combo card just in case my H1, something happened to my H1.
Which is always a smart thing to do. Right.
And I believe as long as the green card gets approved, both the combo card with the advanced parole and the work permit and my H1 are terminated right away. So technically none of those will be valid. But I thought, well, technically they should be able to see that I'm a green card holder, even though I don't have the physical green card with me.
Right.
But like you said, it's probably not. It's not what you would recommend because it's not the proper way to go about it, right? But
yeah, I mean, I really think it's a 99% chance or 98% chance you're going to be fine, but it's up to you.
Right. What would be the if I were to do it, well, and they wouldn't let me in, they will just send me back, and then I will have to try to get a hold of the green card, the physical green card, someone to mail it to me.
Or to reach out to the embassy and try to get a FOIL, which is something that's like a one-time permission. It's a huge hassle.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be a couple of weeks where you're stuck outside the U.S.
Right.
What country?
Spain.
Yeah. I think you'd be okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Dwayne is in the house. Hello, Dwayne.
Hey, Jim, what's up?
How you doing?
Quick question. I'm married to a U.S. citizen, right? And I want to do my filing in December in December. But I want her to do my son. But we don't have enough money to do my son. Should I wait until I have the money in February for she to send for my do the petition for my son, or should I go ahead and do mine and then let her do it in February?
Where is your son?
In Jamaica.
How old is he?
He's 15 years old.
So I think, and she's a U.S. citizen, you said?
Yes.
I think filing for you in December and him in February is totally okay.
Okay.
I would rather you get yours on file faster. You're going to file two separate applications. It's going to be I would get yours on file. And then I would when you file for your son, and when she files for your son in February, I'd send in your I-130 receipt notice. But they're not going to do anything on the son's case until your case is done. And that case is going to be pending a long time. So I don't think you lose much by waiting a couple months to file for him. If he were about to turn 18 or about to turn 21 or something, that would be something. But I think that you were just talking about a couple months. I'm okay with you waiting for him.
Okay. Last question. 2 weeks ago, my wife wasn't working and she did a food stamp and she had me to the food stamp. Will that be an issue for USCIS?
Yeah, because public charge is coming back, so that's not going to be good.
Okay, so I shouldn't let her do it.
Well, I don't know if you're even eligible, so yeah, I would say for lots of reasons I wouldn't do that. No.
Okay, that's all, man. Thanks, appreciate it.
Bye, Dwayne. See you, buddy. All right. Aziz, hello, Aziz.
Hey, Jim, salam alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam. I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Jim, first question I have is, have you dealt with N400 based on N426?
No.
It's technically like naturalization through the military.
No.
Okay. That was my question. And then I'm going to pass a different question.
What's the question?
Yeah, so I'm asking on behalf of my friend. So technically, he wanted to know what the minimum documentation he needs to provide to USCIS in order to file. He's doing on his own. What he has currently, it's a certification for the military services that he's currently in the military.
What's his current status?
She is a green card holder, which is 10-year green card.
Okay.
And she is a spouse of U.S. citizen at the same time. But green card age for now is only a year and a half, 2 years max. So she's not eligible for naturalization through the spouse for another year at least, right?
Why
she wants to file.
Why is she in such a hurry?
So the thing is, there are some jobs which you can apply through the military, and that requires top secret clearance. But you cannot apply for clearance unless you're a U.S. citizen. So
Is she already in the military?
Yeah, she is. But the job currently she has, it's not related to. So she wanted to apply for a job in communications, and that does require clearance. Because if she doesn't have a clearance, she had to apply for whatever green card holder's eligible for. So that's the reason why that person wants to apply for naturalization and then hopefully apply for a different job within the military.
So I don't believe the government usually when they promise things like fast citizenship and so forth. I know people do it through the military. I'm always a little bit suspicious. There's a lawyer that she can reach out to named Margaret Stock, Stock. She's in Alaska. And all she does, a lot of what she does is military immigration stuff, so I would check with her.
Perfect. And another thing, I've been watching you for a while, and you always say to disclose anything, like traffic citation, any kind of offenses, right? Either expunged, non-expunged, everything. And I advised that person to list everything, and that person told me that when they applied for her green card, her lawyer didn't mention anything, any offenses, any citations, traffic tickets, anything. So, and I look at her I-485, and when there is a question, have you ever committed, those check boxes marked as no. And now, technically, as I advise her per your advice to mention everything, she'll be doing as yes. So, is there a big problem for her now if she will mark those questions as yes and disclose everything?
Well, was she an axe murderer or a traffic ticket?
No, regular traffic tickets. Like that was, for
How many?
example,
How many?
to the best of my knowledge, back in 2017, that person had driving without valid license. That's the first offense she had. The same year, there was careless driving or something like that. That was dismissed as well, but it's still on the report. So, and that's about it. 2 traffic tickets.
I would go ahead and disclose it. I don't think anybody's going to care.
By the way, also, I also that person was in deportation proceedings. I forgot to mention important stuff. And there's a question like being in deportation proceedings. It's an offense as well, right? Technically.
No, no, but that's its own
No.
separate question. That's its
Okay.
own separate question on the 485. Did they put on the 485 that they've been in removal proceedings?
They did because USCIS was asking at that time for immigration judge decision.
Right.
So because the immigration judge has dismissed the case without prejudice. So technically, then that person was able to apply for green card through the USCIS. So
Okay. Well, I mean, you know
Yep.
me, disclose everything.
Perfect. Yeah, this is what I always advise. Like I said, yeah, that was all my questions, Jim. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Aziz. Bye, buddy. All right, all right. I got everybody driving me crazy. I got Amani sending me texts. I got Noor calling me. I got regular people calling me. Everybody needs to leave me alone. I'm on the show. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Everyone just needs to leave me alone. I'm on the show. Cooley, can you please tell Amani that I'm on the show, please? Thank you. All right. Let's go to Amma. Amma.
Hi, Jim. Can I go off camera?
I think you already did, my sister.
I hope everything is fine.
Yeah, how about you?
So I'm doing okay. I have a question for a friend of mine. She received an RFE from USCIS, and it has to do with her sponsorship with the I-864. And I think she can't find the person or she can't reach the person. But then on the letter, she said they did not give her any option to bring another person to sponsor her if the husband's income is not enough. So I don't know how to go about it, like, or what for her to do. Like, what's the best advice to give her? Can she bring someone else to how do I even say, can she add a different person since she's not hearing from the previous person who wanted to sponsor?
This is a great question. So Mary is applying for a marriage-based green card, and Mary's husband submitted the affidavit of support and the taxes, and at the same time, they submitted all that stuff from their friend Joe, and then they got an RFE about Joe's. Was the RFE only about Joe's finances, or
Yes,
about?
it was only about Joe's finances.
Okay, and now Joe's ghosting them, and they can't find him.
Yes.
So yeah, you got to start over. You not start over the whole case, but you need to prepare as if Joe had never been there. You're gonna have to put in your cover letter in big old letters. Joe is no longer participating. Now we want you to talk to Jack, and then here's Jack's stuff, and then give him the updated information about Jack, a new I-864 for Jack, and then the tax transcripts and tax returns for Jack for the last 3 years.
So if I'm understanding you, she can write to USCIS and states that she can't hear from Joe.
Well, I
And
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say Joe's ghosted. I'd say Joe is no longer willing to serve as the co-sponsor. Now
Okay.
Jack is the co-sponsor. I wouldn't say I can't get a hold of him or he ghosted me or anything like
Okay.
that. I would just go from there.
Okay. So if you say she has to start all over, does it mean she has to start all the petition all over? Just the
I'm saying in the RFE response. The RFE response has a due date, right? So before the due
yes.
date, we're gonna say Joe's out, Jack's in. Here you go.
Okay. Okay. So she's not supposed to write any letter to explain herself.
She should write a letter, but it should
Okay.
just be really short and sweet. It shouldn't say that he ghosted us. It should just say, thank you for this RFE. Here's my complete response. Just want to make it clear in big, bold letters that Joe is out and now Jack is the co-sponsor.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Jim.
You got it. Have a great day.
You too.
Yeah, everybody's mad at Joe. Dammy says, how could you, Joe? And Nurse Laura says, damn it, Joe. And PJ sums it up nicely. Joe a hoe. Joe is a hoe. Ho, ho, ho. It's funny because I'm having dinner tonight with my friend Joe. I have a friend named Joe. We've been friends since we were 5 years old. 5 years old. That's a long time when you're 54. We've been friends for a long time. So we're having dinner tonight. And my son Yusuf, whose name is the Arabic version of Joe, is coming to dinner with my friend Joe because Joe and Yusuf are both English majors, and when they get together, they just talk about English books. I love Joe Mama jokes. Joe Mama, whenever someone says Joe at our house, you can't say Joe who. All right, listen, I got a story for you guys. Are you ready? Okay. A foreign national files a DS-160. On the DS-160, this is for a student visa. They are applying for a student visa, and they list the address of the school that they will be attending as the address of where they will live on their DS-160. That F1 visa application is approved, and the person does not move into the address of the school because, of course, it's a school, not a house. Instead, the person moves into the home of her boyfriend, right? Moves right on in, comes on the DS-160, goes to school for about 30 days, and moves in to the boyfriend, the U.S. citizen boyfriend's house. A couple months later, they get married, and then they apply for an I-130 and a 45. Without a notice of intent to deny or anything, they issue a RFE on the I-130. They had an interview, and the officer had found alleged inconsistencies in their statements about wedding or marriage stuff. And then they flat out denied the 45, saying that doing that history of you came on a student visa, you didn't go to school, you just moved in with your spouse as soon as you got here. And they didn't say they needed a misrepresentation. I think it's a faulty decision. But I bring all this up because USCIS is now, and I've seen this probably 3 times this year, and it's the first year that I've seen this at all, where USCIS is going back and looking at the representations on the non-immigrant visa that got you here. And that's something that we started seeing more of during Donald Trump, and it certainly continued during Joe Biden. So I'm warning everybody that you need to be very careful, and you need to understand and remember how you entered the United States. They are going to go back and look at your whole history. That's why when people come on the show, I don't know if you notice, I always start with, how'd you get here? I always want to know, did you say you were married so that you could get a visit visa? Did you say that you were coming for a conference and then you never showed up? Did you come on a student visa and actually go to school or not? Did you come on a English as a second language and then not really go to the classes or not really learn English? These are all problems. So Dammy asked the exact right question. Would it have been different if they went to school and graduated? I think it would have been. I don't know that it would have pissed off USCIS so much. But yeah, I think that's the thing. I think you have a much better argument. If you're the immigration lawyer and these are your clients, if the foreign beneficiary had gone ahead and maintained her F1 status and gone to school and graduated, I think you'd have a much better argument that while it was maybe a little bit sneaky, it wasn't an outright misrepresentation. But when you don't go to school at all, it sort of takes that right away. Adam is here. Hello, Adam. You're on mute.
Hey, is it possible to go off camera?
Yes.
How are you doing, Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I have a question. I got RFE from regard I-130, and they asking for text messages and call logs. So for the text messages, they asking for when we start dating to the present, and this is about 5,000 pages. I'm willing to print them. I have no problem. Do you think this is a good idea, or what's your advice on the call logs and the text message histories?
So what we do, because on that thing, I mean, mostly people aren't going to read every one of your text messages between you and your beloved, right?
Okay.
So what we do is we like to try to establish two things. You just gave me a good topic for a TikTok. We want the volume and the flavor. The volume and the flavor. What do we mean? Okay. Volume means how often is it? And the flavor is what's the relationship look like? So we want you are lucky, my brother, and like unlike a lot of people, you have lots of stuff to sort through. So what I would do is I would take like a day's text here, a day's text there, just show the development of the relationship. And some of it can be just very ordinary stuff. Hey baby, what you doing? Nothing, what you doing? I'm sitting here laying in bed talking to this immigration lawyer on YouTube, like that kind of stuff, right? So, but then, bigger things and, just like show the history or show that it was consistent. So it should have some heft to it, but you don't need to send them everything.
Okay. So do you think like 2 screenshots of every month is enough? Because a lot of people say if you send them a lot, you're going to think that's going to support your case, but it's going to take forever because they are obligated to double check every RFE, every document that they receive.
Yeah, no, I would, like I said, you don't want to piss them off with too much, but you want them to understand that it's a real relationship. So I think 2 or 3 a month is perfect.
Like 2 screenshots a month? Is that? Do you think is that good?
Well, I mean, I don't know what shows up on a screenshot. I would say a day's worth from, 1 or 2 per month.
I got you. Other question, please. The call logs. So the call log is not a lot because you get it from your phone provider, which is like any phone provider. So do I need to send the whole call logs too, or the same as the text messages?
I would send the whole call logs.
Perfect. And they asking to provide which phone number belong to which party in for the in regard of the text message history. So I named my wife on my name. I named her baby. Okay. Do I need to delete that and show her number there, or do you think they will misunderstand that?
No, I would say, baby is labeled as this number, and the number is, blah blah blah. Is this an overseas case or a here case?
No, it's here. It's Seattle field office.
That's some weird ass shit they're asking for that. Usually they don't ask for that.
I know they ask him for a lot of stuff, so I'm trying to just double check. I don't want it to misrepresent. I don't want to send them something and they misunderstand it. So do I need just to delete her name and show her number, then take a screenshot whose baby number belong to?
Yeah, and just do an explanation that baby is her and this is her number. It's 573-647-8293, whatever it is.
I got you. I have a police report, Jim, that my trailer got stolen the other day, and the police report says that if you guys, which is the police, find my trailer, if you guys called me and I didn't answer, please call my wife. Do you think this is good evidence?
I'd probably leave that one out.
What do you mean? Sorry.
I just don't think. I think that's just going to add. They're gonna be wondering why you're sending them random police reports. I would just leave that out. I don't think it gets you much.
Okay, I got you. And last question, please. Sorry. So they ask him for a lot of evidence. They even ask him for a picture of the restroom, picture of the bedroom, and everything. So I'm willing to send them all of that. But if they ask me for interview, I will not be able to provide any more new evidence. What do you think? What do you think about this? Because I'm basically sending them everything, literally.
Well, in theory, that's to keep you from having an interview altogether. So I would say, certainly, if they've asked for something, you should give it to them.
Okay. And what do you think if they call me for interview? Do you think do I need to bring all of what I already sent?
Well, always you do that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to. I mean, I have to bring whatever is new, but I have to bring the old stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, not that you're necessarily going to give it to them all over again, but you can say, look, I have submitted a ton of stuff, and this is everything that I've submitted. I have copies here if you need it, but that's it.
Okay, I believe the reason they ask him for this amount of document, they never say that, but I believe that they lost my file or something like this. So do you think it's a good idea to send them the old
No.
document?
Nope.
Okay, nothing old. Everything is new, up to date.
Yep.
Okay, I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you so much.
All right. Good luck, Adam. See you, buddy. Keep us posted, okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Atta's here. Hi, Atta. You're on mute.
Hello, sir. How are you today? Good afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. Thanks for answering my chat. I have a question about U visa. Currently, I have already got an approval for my EID card, and I have already received it. I'm currently on F1, and I'm looking for future reference to see what I should do. Do I should abandon my F1 or do I should keep it going until they approve my U visa? Because I don't know. They gave me like a 4-year approval on my EAD and also an extension paperwork attached to it.
I don't understand what you're trying to find out.
So can I abandon my F1 and just stay on my U visa EAD card for further notice? Or do I should maintain my F1 status?
Can you afford it?
It's hard. Got a family, got kids. But up till now, there is no violations that I have proceed on doing against US's rule of book. Everything is clear, no tickets, nothing at all like that.
I mean, from a purely immigration standpoint, if you can afford it, it's better to stay on the F1 just because you keep your options open. Putting all your eggs, especially if you have a family, on the U visa basket, especially with who's coming into the White House, I just don't know what's going to happen. And those are long, slow cases. I would just try to keep proceeding. Like I would try to maintain. How far are you away from graduation?
March.
Yeah, and then you can get OPT and make money.
Well, this is basically my second master, so I would not be able to be eligible for applying for OPT.
So you've been here a long time.
Yes, sir.
Like
but
I said,
I have never violated any immigration laws or anything, not even a basic one.
Just riding a view is a hard life to live. I'll just tell you based on what I've observed.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Atta.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye, buddy. Yep, for sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Omario, hello. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm all right. Let me give you a brief synopsis. I'm in the U.S. military. I'm on deployment right now. The thing is, I started filing, and I filed the I-130 for my daughter. She's 17, but she and her mom are not really getting together, so I had to send for her. So she's now in the U.S. I'm not there. Um, what would be my next step? Is that I-130 still valid? And if so, um, would I still file the I-485 form for change of status?
So when did you become a citizen?
Like 3 years ago,
And when did you file the I-130 for her?
June this year.
And how did she enter the United States?
She has a visitational visa.
Before or after you filed the I-130?
Before.
Okay, and then did she enter after you filed the I-130? So when did she enter the United States, I guess is my question.
2 weeks ago.
And she's how old? She's 15?
17.
17. Okay. And what country is she from?
Jamaica.
And so your question is, Jim, can we, I mean, yeah, in answer to your question, the I-130 is still valid. It's still on file. But they think she's going to be overseas. So
yes,
what we would normally do if you were in the United States is after she enters the United States and 60 days go by, you could apply for adjustment of status for her, file the 485 for her. And
that's what, the 485?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Because I'm coming back January. I'm in Q8 right now. I'm coming back January off deployment.
So if she came 2 weeks ago, so that's mid-November, I'd wait till February 1st and then I'd file for adjustment.
Okay, so the I-130 that I filed earlier, is it null and void, or what do I do from that?
You need both. When you file the 485, you'll send in the I-130 receipt notice and say, hey, we filed this thinking she was going to come through the process in Jamaica, but now she's going to get her status here in the United States. We can help you if you want. If you want our help, let me know. But otherwise, that's what you're going to do. You're going to use the I-130.
Yeah, I got your number. I got your number from a friend, and she told me you run this program every night. So it's almost 10 o'clock here, and I just stayed up just to, see it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, if you need our help, if you want us to help with the case, just send us an email. Okay.
Yeah, I got your contact, Jim. Thank you.
Bye, Mario. Thanks for protecting us, and stay safe. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Same, sir. Thank you.
Bye. All right. How's everybody doing? In case you don't know, this is the Immigration Answer Show. We are here, like Mario said, 3 or 4 times a week. We'll probably do shows Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's it, because my kids are home from college and I want to hang out with them as much as I can. Yes, Dammy, he did seem nice. So probably do a show today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And then we'll shut it down for Thanksgiving and come back. Maybe we'll do a show over the weekend. And then maybe on Sunday. I'll probably do a show on Sunday because everybody's going to leave me. Oh, my gosh. Everyone's leaving already. They just got here. What the heck? Juan people, hello.
Hey, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? Hey, Juan people, I'm going to come right back. I forgot TikTok. I'll be right back. All right. We'll go over to TikTok, and then we'll go back to Juan people. All right. Davi, married to a U.S. citizen, approved I-130, was deported in the past, working unauthorized. Do I need a waiver? Yes. My partner applied for Tevin Kumar. My partner applied for O1, and we are scared Trump is in office. Should we just get married? Well, if you're true partners and in love and want to be together and want to get married, I would say yes. If you're a U.S. citizen, that would be better. Victoria, is it safe to travel with advanced parole if it gets approved after January 20th? We're going to have to wait and see, Victoria. We're going to tell people based on what we're seeing when that occurs. William, can I travel within the U.S. with the asylum receipt notice? At this time, yes. Kramer, how long will it take from being DQ to get an appointment date? Depends on the embassy. Paulo, follow-up. Case is still at NBC. How do I change it to a different consulate? Will that make the process longer? You have to wait to be documented qualified. Then you can ask the consulate to take it from Haiti. Will that make the process longer? Of course. Meme, does changing a visa from tourist to student visa inside the USA require an interview? No, but those are hard to pull off. Look at my YouTube channel for videos about that. Meme. Adjustment. Oh, I can't go back. D, is it the norm for USCIS to approve the I-130 before approving the 45? It does happen. I have a video on this about what it means when your I-130 is approved, but the 45 is not. What will happen to K1 visa adjustment of status? I think it'll stay the same. Do you think it's necessary to get the FOIA CBP for an I-601 waiver before applying? Not necessarily before applying, but I would get it. Quick deals. I want to bring my fiance from India over here soon. Should I file I-129F or I-130? We can only do an I-130 if you're married. If you're asking me, Jim, which do you like better, the I-129F or the I-130, go to my YouTube channel and look up that very topic because I have strong feelings on this, and it's almost always going to be to get married if you can. Humbleman75, shall I use my country of origin passport with my green card or shall I use my refugee passport? Use your refugee passport. If Trump is in office, should I file my marriage green card case or file now? File now. DJ George, I have a deportation order. However, I just got my I-130 approved. Am I protected from deportation? Not yet. Keep going. Try to get the proceedings reopened and terminated. Jojo, my wife naturalized. Will she be deported under Trump after arriving on SB1? Most likely not, Jojo. I don't think you have to worry about that. It's sad that U.S. citizens are having to worry about it to get deported under Trump. Marcus has been waiting. Hello, Marcus. Oh, Marcus, we'll go to you real quick, and then I'll go back to Juan People. Sorry, Juan People. Sorry about that. Marcus, go for it. You're on mute.
Thank you, Jim. Can I be off camera, please? Well, I think I am already.
That's right.
All right. I have a question. So, I would like to travel. I have a criminal background checks. I'm sorry. I have inadmissible grounds in my record. So, but I have a green card. Everything. I applied for I got asylum granted on 2021, and my convictions were in 2014. So I went to the judge and I was granted the asylum, and then now I have my green card. Now my question is, now with Trump entering into the power, should I be worried for traveling outside of the United States, even that I have the inadmissible grounds on my record?
I'd be very scared about traveling outside the United States with inadmissible grounds on my record.
Okay, even if I file a waiver, a 601 waiver for it already with USCIS?
I would be very worried if I had grounds of inadmissibility leaving the United States with Donald Trump in office.
All right. That was basically my question.
Thanks, Marcus. See you, buddy. Juan People, hello. Sorry about all that.
No, they're generally fine. That's the same way USCIS is doing me right now. I'm getting close to something, then hey.
I was doing my USCIS tier 2 officer impersonation.
Anyway, thanks for picking me. It's been a while. My case is still with them, and I've been waiting for 6 months now, I think, for my N400 interview. I have 751 pending, and I applied for my N400, and I'm still waiting. I applied it last year. I was getting close about 5 days. They scheduled me, and then after that, my interview was I went for the interview, and everything went well. Me and my wife, everything went well with the 751. And after that, the guy said he's going to send me a short notice to come for the N400, and I should come alone. My wife shouldn't even come. And then I missed. They sent me a notice. It was a short notice, and I missed that day because the mail delayed, so I couldn't. And so I called them, and then they rescheduled me again. And then when I was about 5 days, I waited for the month, 5 days for me, and then they sent me email talking about I've been descheduled, and I've been waiting 6 months now. And I wanted to ask you, what is going on?
The 751 hasn't been approved?
751 is still pending. I called them the other time, and the lady who picked, I don't know, she was like, oh, just have to wait. You have your extension letter for 4 years. You still have to wait. It's like, yeah.
How long ago did you file the N400?
Last year, December 20, I think 23rd or 27th.
And the 751 a year before that?
And 751 been pending since 2021, I think, or 2022.
What field office?
Michigan, Detroit. Yeah.
Why do you think they're dragging ass on this?
I have no idea.
Did they separate you at the 751 interview?
No. Well, my wife caused everything. We went for the interview, and then she didn't want her to swear because of her religious background. She didn't want her to swear, and so the officer said, "Then go and wait at the lobby." And so he asked me questions, and everything matched. My wife came in, and then later on, my wife came in and swore, and then everything matched. Everything was the same, and I think because I missed the interview, they descheduled me for some reason. I don't know.
I mean, the way I get things moving is to sue them. You've been waiting a really long time on the 751. There's something clearly wrong with. They're clearly, scheduling and descheduling. I don't like any of that stuff. And when you showed up for the 751 interview, had you received a written notice for the 751 and the N400, or just one, or was it a combo, or what?
So when I applied for the N400, that's when I thought we were going for the N400 interview, but it came out that they were actually going to ask us questions about the 751, right?
So the notice you received was for the N400.
Right. And then when I went there, they didn't talk anything about the N400.
Yeah.
Because he spent most of the time talking with us about the 751, and everything was fine. It's just the only thing he requested from us was the leasing agreement, my name on them. He was even trying his possible to get the stuff from, because we didn't have that with us, but we have a joint account. We share everything. We have, everything, money, our bank account. He takes our credit card and scan everything. And so he needed that leasing agreement that I have my name and his and her name on and everything, just to confirm that we live in the same house and all that stuff. We didn't even have that with us. So he said we should go to our phone and go to our apartment website and try to get it, and he can get it off. And we did it, but he couldn't print it out from our phone. So he said, well, he's going to send me a short notice for me to come. If I'm coming, I should bring it with me, and then he's going to go with my N400, and my wife shouldn't even come again. And
when was that interview?
The interview that was around July. I was supposed to go to the interview around July 1st. So 5 days to July 1st, they canceled the interview.
No, the interview they sent you an N400 notice, and then it turned into a 751 interview. What was that day?
That was like January, early this year, January. Yeah.
January of this year?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, I think you should sue them. I think you sue them on both, throw it all into one lawsuit, and get things moving. Otherwise, you just got to keep waiting.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is it Michigan slow like that?
No, and Detroit usually doesn't play games. I sort of like that Detroit office.
Yeah. So how much do you think it's going to cost me if I want to sue them?
Yeah, the lawsuit's $5,500 and the filing fee is $405, so it's $5,905.
All right, Jim. I'll contact you then.
Peace.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow. What time, Huli, tomorrow? I think around noonish or 12:30 or something. 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be back 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll do a show on Wednesday. That'll be it. Oh, I do have news. A week from Wednesday, we're going to have a social worker on the show with us, a social worker who specializes on the stresses that befall immigrants going through the immigration and deportation process. Actually, it's in 2 weeks. It's on Wednesday, December 11th at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. We'll remind you guys. But we're going to do a whole hour-long show, just about the sadness, the fear, all that stuff as it relates to, because you guys know we spend a lot of time on the show talking about just the emotions of all this. So we're going to have a special show just on that. It's a social worker. Her name's Amy, I think it's Moore, and she specializes in the trauma of going through an immigration process as an immigrant, and especially as we get ready for the election results. We can't talk to her as a therapist, but you can connect with her. Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be helpful. And that'll be, like I said, we're going to do it at nighttime because we get a lot more people at night and we get more emotion from people at night. But we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, just little old me and you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Oh, and Huli and Hina. Yes, thank you, Huli. Yes, all of our friends will be here. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.